Hey everybody, so I haven't done this in a while and I haven't posted a YouTube in so long. The holidays were very busy, it's a very busy time, and also transitioning to a new, finally in a graphic design related field. Well, I have my other part time as well. It's a bit still something to get forward to and take care of car stuff. So this is the Jane Austen Tarot deck, by the way. Happy 2023. I love classical literature, so like when I was in high school, I nerded out in the library and I had my fill of Charlotte Bronte, Jane Austen. So I like this quote. It is a truth universally acknowledged that any person in possession of a sense of destiny must be in want of a tarot reading. And I love just like the artwork on these cards is just so beautiful. This is the kind of art that I like and is like very elegant. I feel like I belong in a different era as well. So this is what comes in this tuck box. It kind of looks like a book. And the guidebook looks like this. It's just very simple. It lays out the example for a reading. It's usually just very simple, like 3-card spread. And then it just goes directly into the picture and the simple meaning. So when at the end of this, I'm going to pull out a card and shuffle. I'll show what it looks like, and then we'll have a read-see with regards to the meaning of some of the cards. We will do like one card and then read the meaning for that and whatever other messages I get from there, because I haven't channeled in a while. And a lot of things have been happening in my real life, so excuse me for that. Also, do you see this frog cardigan? Isn't it so cute? It has a mushroom too. Me and my UK besties have an inside joke for these things, so I love mushrooms. I'm obsessed. So cottagecore is now a style. um, so yeah, and this lady who made this card deck is actually both a playing cards and a tarot in one, but the major arcana or the major cards are put together along in here, so it's like double meanings. The lady who made this is Jackie Oakley, and I'm happy to say that she lives in my city in Hamilton, so very happy for that. And you'll see that this artwork is so the cardstock is quite wide for my hands because I have maybe small hands, but this is the backing, and you could see from the light that there's a kind of texture here. I don't know if you'd call it like a linen texture, but it's quite thick. That's what it looks like. And then this is the artwork, right? It's so beautiful. To me, it's like the olden times kind of artwork. I feel like I sometimes belong in the olden times. I feel like my values are like, kind of that aspect. I guess I'm like a dreamy romantic in a way. So I'm going to shuffle. This is how it shuffles, like this, and then I'll start showing the cards in no specific order. Oh my! I guess there's a lot of messages for me because I haven't touched cards in a while, or I'm just clumsy and tired. So I'm just gonna shuffle it. It shuffles very beautifully. Don't mind me, I'm just tired right now, but like the texture is so nice on my hands. Like I like shuffling this. It's a bit wide for me, but yeah, that's how it shuffles, and we'll do the artwork now. This is kind of like the, I don't know, 1600s, 1800s. I'm sure I had a past life here then. So I'm just gonna lay these down. These gentlemen and ladies here, women. Some of them I recognize. So for example, this one looks like a boat. Some of them I don't recognize. And these are like pieces of like music or furniture. Oh no, this is music instruments. This one I believe is it Emma herself? I'll have to check. But yeah, it's just so delicate. Like the artwork is so delicate, and it's like, it's so beautiful. I find like the borders, like this floral border here, is like so classy. Like I love it. I believe this might be Emma. Am I mistaken? Or is it Elizabeth Bennet? Emma, yeah, this is Emma in the by Jane Austen. It's one of her books. She's independently wealthy and happy with a comfortable home. Oh, is it me? Just kidding. So yeah, they have like different characters from her books. And like, look at this bouquet. Holy smokes. It's just the artwork is lovely, and I read this very well. And even though this is a tarot and a playing card deck in one, I feel like I read this like an oracle card in a way, or like, I don't know Lenormand, but it would be kind of maybe similar. And you do have to know, like, I think this is Fanny Price. I haven't read all of Jane Austen's books. I still haven't read Northanger Abbey, but these are all characters from that book, her books. So if you're not familiar, and look at this one, this quote: "It is well to have as many hold upon happiness as possible." And this is the Sun card, which is one of the major cards in tarot. There's 21 of them. However, I think they concised it and like they doubled it with the playing deck cards, right? So this is the 9 of clubs or wands in tarot suit. So I do cartomancy, so I can usually read the cards no matter if it's a playing deck or not. And the fact that they added the like major arcana here is like, it's not complicated for me, but some people who just like a very simple tarot deck may be confused by that. But to me, it's not confusing because like I just like this whole classic literature vibes, and like the borders, like this artwork is life for me. Like I just love it. I feel like it's familiar to me, so most likely I probably did have a past life during these times. Like it's just so intricate. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like a bunch of fans. Isn't it so nice? And like the clothing as well, like it's just so classy to me. Oh, there's a gentleman guy here. And look at this cake. Like, seriously. Ooh. 2 hearts or cups here. This is one of the major arcana again. So the tower moment on here. I always get this a lot. Which is 7 of diamonds or earth is like a lot. It's the keyword to this one is effort, I believe. They have keywords to the major arcana. This chariot varies from the original tarot chariot. It's like very much in motion though. What do we have here? The Hierophant. Oh, I remember this. This is from Emma too, I think. This Captain Wentworth. There's Emma. I remember that scene and I watched the movie. I want to watch the new Emma movie actually. So these are all the characters from the books that she read. And like, I just love, I don't know, there's something, I have an affinity for this art. I'm not sure why. I think it's probably because I resonate with like gentlemen and ladies and women, like with class and stuff. And like the detail is just amazing to me. It's like, I really appreciate this artwork. And the texture, do you see the texture of this card? It's so nice. So now we have the Magician here, and I believe this is like portraying Jane Austen herself, which is amazing. Oh, I remember this is also a lady from Emma. And then we have the periodical timepieces here with like their furniture. It's kind of like Baroque. It's very fancy. And even their books, oh my goodness. So yeah, some of the characters are not familiar to me because I have kind of forgotten some of her books already, like the plot. So as you can see, there's teacups in here, which is freaking adorable. I love it. Speaking of teacups, like, let me just sip this that I have right now. I'm a big fan of warm beverages, coffee specifically, but tea also. It's just like I kind of resonate with this. Like, it's like a beautiful deck of cards to study when I'm in solitude as well. So with the moon, we all have our best guides within us if only we would listen. So this is referring to our intuition here. You pierce my soul. I am half agony, half hope. I think this is from Emma as well. What? And this is a beautiful one. This is the first Ace of clubs or wands, and this is a teacup, which is so pretty. The smoke, and it's symbolized by the strength card. Tradition. So this is not a traditional tarot card because um traditionally in tarot, strength card is like a woman opening a lion's jaw. So this is totally different interpretation. You can also read this intuitively, but it's best to look at the guidebook because there's a lot of reference to Jane Austen's characters in her books, and if you're not familiar with that, then you might be confused as to why they have that reference. I kind of understand it if we read it. For example, this high priestess is Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, right? So if you don't know who that is, which is the main character, you might be very confused, like why is it showing up in the reading? Unless you know some of her like literary works. And a nerd like me. And here we got some bonnets. So I'm just going to so just a very simple little explanation card deck, which I don't mind because I usually read intuitively anyway. And I'm just going to pick out a card and then we're going to take a look at the meaning in the book. Okay, so we have this guy here, a King of Spades or the Emperor. And let's see another one. Let's see side by side. Then we have the Death card, okay? Four of Swords or Spades. So there's a lot of mental energy here. Okay, doesn't have to be literal death, but I guess she was deathly ill in this one. We're going to take a look and read the meaning. Oh, bottom deck energy, the Hermit. So here's one of the major arcanas depicted as a character in her books. This is 9 of Diamonds. So I'll take a look first at the first card we pulled, which is, this is in no particular order, so we'll just do King of Spades. I'll see what it says here. So this is just the meaning. So it has the name of it, the keyword, which it says authority, and it's the Emperor card, this one here. So, though Anne Elliot rejects Captain Wentworth, this is Emma again, the movie and the book. Oh, sorry. This is not Emma. This is Persuasion. See, I'm confused myself. So, Anne Elliot is the main character, rejects Captain Wentworth in the beginning of Persuasion. He later approaches love and life with a wiser view. And, spoiler alert, they do end up together, but is many, many, many years apart. They were each other's, like, first love. And Elliot rejects Captain Wentworth, this guy whose heart is made of gold and such integrity, because the family disapproves. So that's why, like, she kind of went with that instead of, both of them were really madly in love with each other. So it's so tragic and then sad, and then I cried, of course, the heck. So then let's see the other card. This one is 4 of Spades, Death. So this isn't really a reading. This is mainly a flip through and just like reading the meaning interpretation of this and how I would put this together if I were to get this in a book, in a reading. So this one is 4 of Spades or Death card, which is also a sign of transformation as a keyword. After Marion Dashwood nearly catches her death of fever in Sense and Sensibility, she changes her mind about Willoughby. So this is death and transitions, drastic like events as well. And then with this Hermit card, and we all know Hermit means solitude, like self-analysis and reflection. Let me just go to that. So 9 of Diamonds, the Hermit card. Yep, introspection. In Emma, Mr. Woodhouse focuses his energy inward to take care of his health and comfort. So that, I believe that's the father of Emma. So how I would read this is the bottom deck would be the energy of the card. And look at the back. It says, a truth universally acknowledged. I love it. I love it. It's just so very intricate. The artwork speaks to me as well. So I would look at the back energy of the deck and I would say, okay, Hermit. So this is like a focus on solitude and a focus on, you know, really self-reflection and time for yourself, especially when making decisions. And then we've got the Emperor and the Death card. So these are very two major arcanas. So if this comes up in someone's reading, they're all major arcanas. So this is like major soul, like, milestones, even if it's in a subconscious level, based on your current, like, experiences or lessons that you're currently learning. So in this case, with the Emperor and the Death card here, there's probably a death or transformation with regards to what you saw as power, like powerful or authority, what you deemed as authority, what you deemed was the top dog or whatever it is. What's the slang? I'm very bad. I'm granny now, so I don't know. In my 30s, early 30s, but I feel like I'm a granny still. Like what you thought was like top notch, cream of the crop, it has changed. Kind of that's how I view if this was together. And with regard to the Hermit card, it's like after you really self-analyze or self-reflect, you take some time to yourself and you're like, oh damn, like this is how I talk as well when I read. I'd be like, so what changed? Something changed in you. Maybe when with regards to the power that you thought you had in certain aspects of your life, and others, like it kind of changed, like a power change, literally a power change. And it's like something was transformed. You either discovered, someone else's like power, and you're like wow, or you discovered your own power or changes of power, like you're like, I can make changes in my life because I have power over the things that I have in life, like that I have and whom I have in my life. There's a death or transformation of how you used to see things. It's almost like a shake-up. And if it isn't like a death of someone in authority or someone who's like a leadership or who you admire for leadership like qualities, this is also like this is like taking time to like an inner death or ego death, as they call it, because you're transforming a part of yourself. Like this is a chance for you to evolve up, or like power up is what I got. Sometimes I also get weird phrases that line up when I'm reading, so that's just a quick way of how I interpret it. I would read what the guidebook says just because it's very Jane Austen based, and then I would go off of my intuition based on the other cards I pulled around it, and that's pretty much the flip through of the cards, guys. And I hope that you found my voice for 17 minutes and 40 seconds relaxing with my shuffling here. But that is your Jane Austen tarot cards and guidebook, and this is the box. Have a good night, everyone.